Tasleem Jamila, holistic consultant, author, performer, poet, fashion designer. How are you? I'm here with a very special video today. I want to talk about marriage and how to have a sacred marriage, a sacred union. I actually just celebrated with my parents 53 years of marriage. Can you believe it? 5-3. Yes, I did say 53. And some people can't even imagine that. And I grew up just seeing them interact with each other. And I'm going to share a few tips from my parents that they have shared with me over the years, and just some things I've observed from just being their daughter over the years. And one thing that they talked about is trust. You have to trust. And this comes with trusting that the partner that you got is the partner that you're meant to be with. That this is something is blessed, is sacred, is blessed by God. It is something that you hold and you cherish for you two to become one, for your souls to connect and become one. And that starts even before you get married, to first love yourself and to know what you're looking for and to know the qualities that you want. And another thing she talked about, my parents both talked about, is the qualities that they had in common was their family values and morals, what they wanted for a family. When they got together, neither one of them had children, and they knew they had the same family values that they wanted for their families and their faith, that they both were believers of God, whether they worship in different ways or pray in different ways or go to different temples or don't go at all. I saw them mesh together and really come together for a family and have those beliefs that their foundation was family and the morality, for their family. So that is another thing. And another thing is, don't take the person for granted. A lot of times you meet a person, you look a certain way, you fix up, and then you're with them and for a while and you don't even care. That goes for men and women. Care about, looking good or feeling good or doing something special for your spouse or for your, your significant other. And to always don't take people for granted. Don't take people for granted. Another thing, you're always going to change. You're going to evolve over the years. So you're never going to stay the same. Your partner's not going to stay the same. You're not going to stay the same. And sometimes it may seem like you're going in different directions, but you always find a way to communicate and to come back to respect each other. You always have that respect for each other, even if it seems like you're interested in two different things or at two different times. And another thing is to keep your interest in the things that you're wholeheartedly interested in just by yourself, so you be whole for yourself. And when you come back together, you'll have something exciting to talk about. You have something fun to talk about, or even sometimes to say, hey, come with me, this is what I like to do. I like to go to this yoga class or whatever. Come with me and experience this one time. Or I like the salsa dance. Keep it spicy, keep it fun. And another thing, I think the last thing I'm going to share right now is just really quickly thinking about pick your battles. It's not worth arguing. My mother was like, I don't even argue. The person that you're with, your soulmate, is not your enemy. So, meaning, it's not even worth it a lot of times. Not if it's something you wholeheartedly think is going to be detrimental right now at that moment. Yeah, of course say, hey, this is going to affect us in a bad way right now. But most of the time it's not. It's just our ego. So I'm talking to men and women. Just pick your battles. It's not even worth it. Just say, okay, baby. Universal divine law, God will always find a way for right to come in. Meaning this is your partner. It's your soulmate. It's blessed in the heavens. It's blessed in the ethers. It is a blessed union that the angels celebrated. So you have to celebrate it. And we cannot have a really vibrant community. We cannot have, you talk about all this God consciousness and knowledge of yourselves and working on yourself, if you don't have marriages, if you don't have beautiful marriages, if you don't have that, you can't have none of that, because you keep breaking up, your children are confused, and you keep creating this cycle of confusion. And I have to heal from this because my parents didn't work out, or I saw abuse in the home. We have to stop that now. Another thing, I never saw them argue. Never. And some people say, wow, that's a miracle. And the thing is, not that they didn't disagree. When I got older, I asked her, when I got into relationships, I'm like, wait a minute, I never saw you guys argue or call out each other names or whatever. She said, oh, we just never argue in front of you. That is so key, and that's so special, and I feel so blessed that I've had that. And we have to remember that our issues are not our children's issues. You go somewhere else, you go outside, you go in the car, and you do that, but you don't do that in front of your children. You allow them to have a beautiful, blessed, peaceful, harmonious household with love, with music, with happiness and joy. So we may create healthy, vibrant families and households so we can make a strong community. That's the only way we're going to do it. If you keep breaking up with people every year and this person got to go heal and from this, how can we grow? We can't. So let's create these beautiful families. Let's, not function from our ego. Let's be harmonious. Let's have effective, beautiful communication. Let's create peaceful households for our children. Let's not explode and disrespect each other with disrespectful names and cursing. And let's keep our issues away from our family so our children can blossom and be beautiful and be vibrant and be free. So I feel blessed and I celebrate with them 53 years. I have other relatives that have been married 40, 50, even 60 years. And other friends that I've talked to, their parents have been married 30, 40 years. So it can be done. It can be done with love. It can be done harmoniously. It can be done without arguing in front of each other, with still having respect for each other even after 50 years. So until next time, peace and divine love.